Hi everyone, I'm Greeno. Welcome to day 8 of Help Will Come Tomorrow. Now this isn't the original intro that I recorded. Unfortunately there was an issue with the sound on that one, so I'm recording this one after the fact. On day 7 we managed to achieve quite a bit. We got our workshop built, so that's going to enable us to start building some tools, maybe snares to catch some animals, that kind of thing. Now going into day 8, we're going to try and improve the camp a little bit more and send an expedition out to the east to see if any of the railway workers have come to try and find us. Let's get into it. So we've got another busy day ahead of us. We still have this task. We've only got 2 days left to do it, to head on a patrol of the rail workers of the eastern tracks. So we've got to head east out of the camp and look down by the railway line, see if any help is coming. It was too risky to do that yesterday. It was very, very dangerous. The rebels were still kicking around. So we'll take another look at that today and see if there's a way for us to do that. One thing I do want to try and do is improve the quality of the shelter today. And I think we can actually do that right from the start. So if we come here and build a simple cover on there, that's going to mean that people can rest a little bit better inside there, a little bit more protected from the elements. And we already have enough stuff in-house, I think, for us to be able to do this. So let's come over and fill all these bits up. Some branches, some needles, some bones, and I think we're going to bring Dimitri up here to do this, and he can do it with, we want Sergei or Sir Edward Grey. It's Sergei. They're not very fond of each other, but actually no, we will take Sergei out and we will bring Sir Edward Grey. They get on a little bit better, so, and both of them have much higher morale. So we can afford for them to take a slight hit in their morale by working together. So here we go. Now I've built this, so as you can see it's fairly rudimentary looking. But if it increases the rest that people are able to take, then that's all good. So, and I do think, yeah, we could, well, later on anyway, we'll definitely be sending Sergei up in for a rest in there. So hopefully that's going to be a nice place for him to get his head down for a bit. He's exhausted already. Yeah, he needs somewhere nice to kip. You know, it's not the Ritz-Carlton, but it'll do. So, first thing we have to do in the morning, of course, is to take care of some of these issues that everyone's suffering from here. The exhaustion we can't do anything about right now, but the hunger and the thirst we certainly can. So we have plenty of water here. We had some people filtering that last night. So we'll dish some of that out around the camp. Who else? Sir Edward Grey needs some. So that's taken care of all of that. Now I do wonder, shall we keep the water the rest of it for now? We've had Maria making breakfast every day. But maybe we could keep an action point for her for later on around the camp. And maybe, you know, maybe she can cook something a bit later on for tomorrow's breakfast. That might be an idea. So what we could do is just give out some of the bits and bobs of food that we have here already. Nobody's had any bugs for a while. Oh, that's killed his morale. He's not happy with that at all. But we'll get some of that back now because we're going to give him some berries as well, I think. We've got plenty of berries here. And they are going to run out of date before too long. So they all like to have some berries. And that's taken everyone's hunger away. So the only issue we've got now with everybody is their fatigue. Again, not too much I can do about that right now. We've got things to do. So we're going to send another expedition out. Let's see where we're going to go. So we do have to try and check over here. And it looks like it's a little bit safer getting out that way today. Obviously we have some rebels down here. Some up the top here. And some down to the bottom left, but I mean we're heading over into this area, so I guess if we come up this way and kind of scoot around where they are, that might be an idea. So, as usual, going to be Sir Edward Grey and Sergei heading out. And where do we want to go? This way or this way? Doesn't make much of a difference, does it? Go this way because the danger level is a little bit lower. Maybe we'll scoot around where these rebels are. And we'll search while we're here. nothing terribly exciting, but we'll take it. And do we want to go that way, or we haven't been here before, so let's try here. Okay, and that's where the little event is that we need to get to, so that's just one tile away. So we'll search where we are as well. We've not searched this area, so we don't know what kind of resources we get here. Uh-oh, what have we got here? When in danger, the body sometimes acts instinctively and the mind records events with a certain delay. It seems to you that first the ricochet chipped off a piece of bark right next to you, and only then you heard the bang of the shot echoed through the wide valley. Another bullet hit the frozen embankment, accidentally creating a sophisticated shape in clay. Only then did you start to run. Oh no. What do we got here? Bullets are whistling over your heads, but you run without stopping. You manage to fall between the snow heaps, but this is only a temporary asylum. The renegades do not give up and run towards you. You see with horror that you leave a trace of blood on the ground. Well, we got to run towards the trees then, haven't we? You reach a grove among the flying balls. When you fall between the trees, the shots stop, however. You run on, whipped by branches, almost spitting out your lungs. Finally, you slide into the cold snow, exhausted and with no will to fighting for your life anymore. What will be, will be. This time you've made it. The thugs must have lost the track, or they didn't want to go through the thicket. When you realise the threat is over, you get new strength and return to the camp as soon as possible. Oh, that's not good. Oh, disappointing. I wanted to get over here. So I wonder, is it worth us sending out a second expedition and try and sneak around that way? Maybe. Let's go back to the camp and see where we're at, because these guys have got action points. They've never been out on an expedition together before, and I don't think they're that fond of each other. But like I say, I really want to try and get down to there if I can today. So let's do that. Let's see how they're likely to work together. They're a little bit more friendly than they were before. So, yeah, we'll give it a go. We've got to get around these guys. But we can kind of do that, I think. This is dangerous to come down here, mind. So we're going to have to go quite a long way round by the looks of it. But we'll do it. Let's have a search while we're out and about. Oh, that's very uninspiring. We'll take it though, and then we'll head up here. Search while we're there. Again, nothing terribly exciting. Round to this area. Another search. What have we got here? Stones. A cut stone. Ah, useful for creating some tools. That could be very useful. Now that we've got the workshop up and running as well. So we'll get that. And we can come round to here now. So let's see what this brings us. Oh, quite a long thing to get through here, so bear with me. What is the next station? Sludyanka? Certainly none of the big cities. You don't even know if anyone at the station is worried there that the train didn't arrive, or whether delays are a normal thing here. After the accidents in St. Petersburg, some Western railwaymen have gone on strike, but in this area life revolves around the tracks, and everyone expects the train to arrive. Even if the revolutionary mood has arrived here, nobody should take them seriously. Or maybe the workers deserted from the station long ago. Either they fell victim to the renegades or simply joined them. It is rather unlikely, in that case, the thugs would attack the train at the station or just before it. Thinking such thoughts, you get to the tracks. You shouldn't go any further, because you have to stay half a day's walk away from the camp. Anyway, the embankment is exposed here, and it's very easy to be seen. Stations on the Trans-Siberian route are spaced every 56 versts, but in these conditions it is several days of walking. You consider walking along the tracks up to Sludyanka or Verknoydinsk as a last resort. So you're waiting in hiding watching the tracks, or it's worth walking around the area. Well, it says that we should probably hide, doesn't it? So let's try that. You waited in a well-sheltered place for a few hours, but the patrol didn't appear. Even on the worst sections of the tracks, the handcar must go to the next station in less than a day. After all, nobody would risk night driving on the tracks where the train may come. If you're halfway down, the patrol must arrive before noon. No point in staying here. You have to come another day. Okay. Well, can we search here while we're here anyway? Let's see if we've got anything worth taking. What have we got here? Moss. Honey. Oh, wow. That's going to be good. Increases morale. So, Sergei. Oh, cigarettes as well. That's nice. Okay, so I think we probably... What's this down here? A little cave or something? So probably we're going to just return to the camp at this point. Everywhere's risky or dangerous, so yeah. Let's get back to the camp and see what we can do around here. So if we got anything that we can kind of build, maybe. Let's come over to the workshop area. So tools. So for a knife, we'd need... Oh, we haven't got any string, so we can't do that. We need string for everything. That's disappointing. Okay. What can we do to upgrade? So game flaying? Well, there's no point us doing that until we've got something we can catch some game with. Hardened table, which means we can actually make some of these things. What do we need for that? I think we can probably build that, can't we? So, some bone. Oh no, we haven't got enough bone. Not quite. What do we need? So we could use the scrap metal, or we could use some more stones. That's using a lot of stones up, mind. So let's have a look. Should we use the clay maybe, or the scrap metal? Let's use some scrap metal. And in terms of wood, the needles again. These needles are very, very strong, aren't they? So we're always sending him up to build something, and Sir Edward Grey and him don't like each other too much, but they work well enough together. So this seems to be being built, a solid hardened table. So that might come in very helpful. Oh, so what's this going on here? Short attention span. When this character performs the same action the second or third time on a given day, they reduce their morale. Well, that's not too much of a problem. We don't tend to do many things that repetitively on the same day anyway. So what can we do now? So we can break materials here. Weapons. Okay. So the bow. Oh, we need string for that. Arrows. Well, there's no point having arrows without a bow, I don't suppose. And a harpoon, which I guess we'll use up by the river. We need string for. So string is definitely something that we want to get on. Breaking materials. So what can we do here? So if we... so we can make split wood by chopping up a log. Okay, well, we don't really need to do that at this point, I don't think. But it's good that we got some more options here. Things that we can do. And obviously there are other upgrades that we can make. I think the metal workshop is probably the next one I'd be interested in. Snowshoes are probably helpful in terms of not getting lost. A sack for carrying stuff. Clothes for sure. Because I'm sure at some point they're going to get a little bit colder than they are now. So what else can we do at this point? I think probably, let's have a look at our water situation. We've still got some water here. So maybe we'll get Maria to come down and make some soup. So let's see if we've got all the required elements for this. Not filtering water. No. Cooked food. So, delicious soup. Do we have enough vegetables? So we still have some of this edible root. And we could... What could we use here? Again, using a mushroom is always a good thing. Maria, come down here and cook that up. So there's 3 nice bowls of soup. Now, we don't have any water left, so the choice we have really is whether we want to try and get these 2 to fraternise and get their morale up a bit, or filter some more water. And I think I'm probably going to go for the fraternisation, just to make sure we keep their morale high. Yeah, let's do that. So they like each other a lot better. Oh yeah, his morale went down. So that's a bit silly. Okay. But camp morale is 95%, so that's pretty much an all-time high, I think, isn't it? We've got some good food kicking around now. His morale is very, very low. 17. So, time for a bit of chain smoking, Sergey. You can have that. You can have some berries. He's in shock. Why are you in shock? What shocked you? Or maybe getting shot at. That could be it. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Okay. Oh, look at his fatigue. 100% fatigued as well. So let's give him another cigarette. Was he still hungry at all? Yeah, he's got hunger at 12, so he can eat some more berries. And we're going to get him up into this rest area. You come, son. Can we only get one person into there? It looks like we can. I think we need to upgrade that by putting a bed or something in there, and then we can probably get more than one person in at a time. He can come up and have a good rest. And I think that's us pretty much done for the daytime activities. So, time for us to move into the night, and we'll see what the guys are going to have to talk about around the campfire tonight. So, the 5 subjects we have today: Water Under the Bridge, 7th Betty, Marauders, that's a new one, Maria's Dream, and Demons from the Past. So we haven't heard Maria's Dream yet. Let's see what she's got to say. I dreamed of Pietro today. I know he's alive and still hiding on the train. Did he talk to you in the dream? Your brother talked to you in the dream? I don't want to sound mocking, but do such things happen? I just know he's alive. I don't feel, I don't think, I don't believe. I just know. Pietrusia is small, can hide anywhere. He can get out of sight if necessary. He had many hiding places in the sleeping car. Promise me we will go after him. Okay, so that's brought up another new task for us to consider. Desperately seeking Pietro. Look for tracks of Pietrusia in the destroyed couchette. Okay, so it's another trip down towards the train. If he's alive. Promise, I would not leave anyone in our group to their own fate, I swear. Okay, so it looks like they've kind of agreed that they're going to try and help Maria out, and we'll go and look for Pietrusia at some point. Let's try Water Under the Bridge. Maria, I have to tell you something. What's wrong, Sergei Ivanov? It was me who was stealing the scraps of cold cuts from the restaurant car. And I saw that the day before the catastrophe, the chef beat your brother, thinking it was him. I didn't even know. But why are you telling me this, Sergei Ivanov? I spent almost everything I had on the 4th class ticket. I thought I would sell some small things to the co-passengers, but the money finished. And do you expect forgiveness from me, or you did what you had to do? Yeah, let's keep the morale up. You are hungry, Sergei. I understand that you did what you had to do. And he likes Maria a bit more, and his morale's gone up. Good. God, what would I give now, even for some scraps of those cured pork? Sorry, I shouldn't talk about food, especially in the context of my behavior. Thank you for confessing to it. But now we probably all understand what hunger is. Even those for whom the cold cuts were intended. Well, maybe that's a bit of a dig at Sir Edward Grey and Dimitri there. But we've reached the end of the day. Let's see how everyone's getting on. Sir Edward Grey likes everybody. It'll be no surprise to see that, yeah, once again, nobody likes Sir Edward Grey. Poor bloke. Stuck out in the middle of Russia. Thousands of miles from home. And nobody likes him very much. But the good news is, everybody has passed their morale tests. I think that's the 3rd day running. Everyone's got their maximum action points for the following day. That's really good news. We move back into the daytime. Something has happened. Let's have a little look. You can't complain about the lack of attractions. In the morning, the wind rose and a thick snowcap slid from the trees around the camp, putting out the fire and covering your belongings. You curse heavily, digging out whatever you can from under the white layer. It's always a kind of warm-up. Oh, so have a look at this. Everything is under snow. Everything we've built. So obviously one of the first things we're going to have to do on day 9 will be to take the snow off everything. Marvellous. All those action points that we saved up. Yeah. Ho-hum. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I think we achieved a little bit. Plenty more to come though on the next day. It's heavy snow, so I wonder if that's going to impact how far we can get out of the camp without getting lost. Be interesting to see. If you did enjoy the episode, please drop a like on there for me. And if you've got any comments about this episode, the series as a whole, or any hints or tips you have for me as we're going along, I would love to see them below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, come and hop on the Greeno bus. There's plenty of room for you all. It just remains for me to thank you for watching, and we will see you soon for day 9 of Help Will Come Tomorrow. Bye for now.